started, I guess. Okay, I guess it started. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Deepa, consultant dermatologist at Kritash Skin and Aesthetic Clinic. Good evening. So today we'll be discussing about hair fall in monsoon. We're experiencing a lot of rains now in Bangalore, so I think this is more apt for this weather. So monsoon is the one season where skin and hair tends to react differently to the changing weather and raising humidity levels. Well, we all love rains. Increased levels of humidity in the rains causes a lot of damage to our hair. Okay, so we face different problems like dry, frizzy hair, dandruff, and hair fall, which is quite common. So let's not get the rains, let the rains not get to us. So the key to taming your tresses when it's monsoon is just a simple routine which you need to follow to keep the hair away from the monsoons. So let's first, just like a skin type, we there are different hair types also. So let's know the different hair types, and based on the hair types, let's go with the hair routines that which we need to follow. Um, like the skin, there is a normal hair type where there is an equal combination of dry and oiliness in the scalp. It generally with the normal hair type, the hair like after 3 to 4 days of shampooing, your hair becomes oily. But when it comes to oily hair, within a day of washing your hair, it becomes oily. And there is a dry and coarse hair type where, because of dryness, it becomes frizzy and very dry, leading to tangling, easy tangling of the hair when left loose. And nowadays, with a lot of treatments, we see most commonly the damaged hair, chemically treated hair, and colored hair. Here, the hair is very dry, brittle, and breaks easily. So, these are the different types of hair. You need to know which is the type of hair that you have so that you can follow the routine accordingly. Most of the time, people ask how often do we need to wash the hair? So, generally, at least twice in a week, ideally, you need to wash the hair. But if you have an oily hair or your hair is with dandruff, with flaking and other things, you need to wash your hair every alternate days so that the oil is removed and the hair looks clean. And the other thing is if you sweat a lot, like say you're doing an exercise or workouts or anything like that, you need to wash off the hair from the sweat as soon as possible so that it doesn't lead to fungal infections and increase the dandruff. So the most important question which most of the people ask is which shampoo to use. So if you see a shampoo, it has different labels, it has different ingredients in it, which is quite confusing. Which type of shampoo. So many patients ask me like, which type of shampoo should I use? So again, for this, first is you need to know what is your hair type. Okay. Once you know which is your hair type, let me break down the labels and ingredients for you so that you will understand which is the shampoo that you need to use on a regular basis. So, for a normal hair, so the label which you need to see for is a clarifying shampoo. So, a clarifying shampoo is a shampoo which generally breaks down the product buildup and oil from your hair so that it doesn't make it oily and washes the hair clean. And when you have an oily hair, the labels which you need to look for in a shampoo is either it should be clarifying, volumizing, or strengthening. Volumizing, why? Because when you have oily hair, it looks very limp. It doesn't have that fluffy feel on your hair. So that leads to the dull hair which is seen. So you need to use some volumizing shampoos which gives that fluffy feel to the hair and your hair doesn't look dull. And the ingredients which you need to look at in a shampoo when you're having oily hair is basically something. Sulfates also help in cleansing your hair. So all sulfate shampoos are not, it is not that you're not supposed to use sulfate shampoos at all, but you have oily hair, you can use sulfate shampoos because it cleanses the oil and dirt from your hair. And salicylic acid based, because when you have oily hair, invariably there is some amount of dandruff in the scalp, and dandruff which in turn leads to fungal infections or flakings. So salicylic acid basically helps in cleansing the scalp along with the hair. And the other ingredients could be hydrolyzed wheat proteins, which kind of moisturizes or hydrates your hair. So when you have a dry hair, so you have a lot of labels in this. So you need to use hydrating shampoos or moisturizing shampoos, smoothing shampoos, or sulfate-free shampoos are to be used when you have dry hair because your hair is already dry and sulfates basically dries your hair more. So you need to use something like a sulfate-free shampoo. And the ingredients which you look at in a shampoo for dry hair is basically silicones, dimethicons, and shea butter, jojobas, argan, almond oil. All these are basically help in hydrating your hair, smoothing it, and also giving a shine to the hair. So the last is the most common right now that we see is the treated hair and the colored hair or the damaged hair. So here you need to use particularly a sulfate-free shampoo because if you have colored your hair, sulfated shampoos kind of drains out the color so that whatever color you're having it completely goes off. And you need to look for strengthening, hydrating, damage repair, fortifying shampoos. You should also see for ingredients like proteins, amino acids, ceramides, soy extracts, or wheat products. So they are also moisturizing ones, which will help in helping the treated hair to maintain the bond so that it doesn't break easily and it remains moisturized. So when you shampoo the hair, you need not shampoo it the whole length of your hair. You can avoid the tips of the hair from shampooing like every day, not because that will cause a lot of dead cells and it breaks the hair easily. Just apply to your scalp and to the roots and to the mid length you can use it. Next, after shampooing, the main thing is the conditioner. So conditioning is also a very important step when you need to maintain the hair. Irrespective of the type of hair, you need to use a conditioner because we are exposed to a lot of dust, dirt, and with a lot of chemicals with the shampoos and other things. So conditioning basically helps in retaining the moisture in the hair so that it remains well moisturized. And if you ask me what is the conditioner that you need to use, you need to use a conditioner which is complementing your shampoo. In the sense, if you're using a clarifying shampoo, then you need to use a conditioner of the same brand and the same label also, because conditioners are generally made in a way such that they complement the effect of the shampoo and vice versa. So that you should always stick on to the same thing. So you should not use a shampoo of one brand and a conditioner of a different brand. That doesn't work out. So conditioning is also important. I think you know how to use a conditioner. It's mostly to the hairs and not to the roots that you need to use, and apply it, leave it for 5 minutes, and then you can cleanse it off. So now you have shampooed, conditioned, and how do you dry the hair? Okay, so this is also important because if you use towels and vigorously rub your hair post washing your hair, that can cause damage to your hair and cause breakage. So you need to avoid vigorous rubbing while you're washing the hair, and also use microfiber towels for wiping the hair because they help in absorbing your moisture content and the water easily, and it prevents damage and breakage of the hair. Okay. So after drying the hair, don't comb your hair immediately in the wet hair, um, and use a wide bristled comb, not the fine one, because that again damages the hair from the roots to the ends. It does cause the damage. So now you have conditioned, dried, combed, and next coming to the styling. So styling is basically, don't uh, tie your hair while it is wet. Second thing is, don't put tight ponies. It causes something called as attraction alopecia, leading to more hair fall. And while you're using any styling, heat or dryers, blow dryers, or anything like that, most important, don't forget to use the hair protectants. So this is the routine, this is the hair care that you need to follow on a daily basis to maintain the hair in a good condition. Okay, so this is regarding the hair routine. Next, coming to the main part, that is the hair fall, which is quite common during the monsoons. So before going to the hair fall, you need to know that hair generally goes through a hair cycle. So there are different stages of the hair cycle. So we have an anagen phase, that is the growth phase, where the hair roots are well nourished, and it lasts from around 2 to 6 years. This is the growth phase is what determines the length of your hair also. The length of your hair also is determined by your genetics and nutrition and other things. But the longer your growth phase, the longer your hair. Okay, some people have a growth phase of 2 years, so it grows only so much. Some people have a growth phase of 4 years, so it grows longer. So this is phase is important. So at a given point of time, around 80% of hair is in the growth phase. This after the anagen phase, you have the catagen phase. That is a detachment phase where the blood supply to your hair root is lost, leaving the hair to get detached from the hair root. This lasts for around 2 to 3 weeks. Then the last phase is the telogen phase, where it's a falling phase. The hair gets detached and falls. So again, this phase lasts for around 2 to 3 months, and at a given point of time, you have around 10 to 20% of hair in the telogen phase. That is the falling phase. So that's why you see, so up to 100 hair per day, losing 100 hair per day is considered normal when we are looking at hair fall, because at least 10 to 20% of your hair is in the telogen phase, which is a physiological phase. So even if it is up to 100, you absolutely need not worry unless and until it is crossing that 100, and it is leading to density loss and other things. That is when we start with the treatment. So this cycle generally takes 3 months to be completed. So any hair treatments that we start, so that's why it takes time for you to see a response with any hair treatments. So because the hair has to finish one cycle and come to the new cycle post hair treatments. So minimum of 3 months is required for you to say that any hair treatment is working or not working based on your response. And so in monsoons, there are a lot of published studies, in fact, stating that there are like increased number of telogen hairs. That is, the falling hair phase is more in a monsoon time, leading to more hair fall. But there are additional factors during monsoon which causes a hair fall. That is, increased humidity is one of the reason. Dry scalp. So increased humidity invariably leads to dry scalp, which in turn leads to dandruff, which causes an oxidative stress in the hair, leading to damage. And then even the rainwater. So the acidic rainwater, if you get drenched in the rains, that acidic rainwater also causes these kind of hair falls. So when there is an increased humidity, there is more of fungal infection. So fungal infection in the sense, there is the bacteria and fungus which grows in this humid weather, leading to dandruff, seborrheic dermatitis, or other flaky scalp, itching, redness, and sometimes even boils comes up. So how do you take care when you have this kind of dandruff and itchy scalp? Is basically use some medicated shampoos if you have very itchy scalp and flakiness and redness. Medicated shampoos have to be used same how you take care of oily hair. You have to use it like every alternate days. You need to use a shampoo to cleanse the scalp and avoid oiling. So most of the people think that dandruff is just dryness of scalp and tend to apply a lot of oil onto the scalp. But no, dandruff is not just oil. I mean, just dryness. It is basically a kind of fungal infection. So for fungus, oil is like a food for the fungus. You're growing more fungus when you apply oil onto the scalp. So avoid oiling your scalp if you have dandruff. The second thing is sweating, which you need to take care because sweating also aggravates a dandruff. When you sweated a lot due to any workouts or exercise or through the day, just wash your hair with just water. Also, it's okay. Just wash it off so that it cleanses. It removes the sweat from the scalp immediately, and it doesn't allow the fungus to grow more. So for hair fall, what you need to do is same to keep the hair dry. Use the right shampoo at the right temperature. So this is also important because you wash your hair in lukewarm water, not in very hot water, because very hot water also damages the hair follicles. And hair fall is incomplete without diet. So uh, a high protein diet and high iron containing foods are very important for hair. So other micronutrients which is necessary for hair, I think most of them know is biotin, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K, proteins, iron, zinc, all these are needed. Okay, so based on the requirements, you need to take the vitamins. So, hair loss in monsoons is generally a temporary phase. Okay, so you need not uh, stress too much about it. So, it's a reactive hair fall. It does most of the time come back to normal after the monsoon settles down because, yeah, the more the stress you take, the more the hair fall. So, just relax, don't worry about the stress. It should, about the hair fall, it should come under control. Small steps go a long way to, keep your hair healthy. I would like to conclude by saying a small time invested in your right diet and right therapy will make your hair stronger and healthier. So that's with the talk regarding the hair fall and monsoon. So let's see if there are any questions. So there are no questions. I guess. So I think I'll wind up here. Thank you so much.